because this is another part of the appeal. And that is with respect to the testimony of this gang expert, which was excluded at a pretrial hearing. And the defense, my understanding, wanted to call Jesse De La Cruz, who they had claimed, discovered visual evidence that Drake could have had ties to the same organization as a co-defendant in this case, Robert Allen. And I believe the brief states, Dr. Cruz's research revealed photos of Mr. Graham throwing the same gang signs as Allen. And Allen is that accomplice who I mentioned before who testified against his co-defendants. But Cruz also revealed that people who knew Drake were allegedly seen in XXXTentacion's neighborhood threatening him before he died. The brief reads, social media posts showed these same known Graham associates were seen in Onfroy's neighborhood threatening him just prior to murder. And then they say even more revealing is this connection that Cruz made to Drake's song lyrics, because shortly after XXX, the brief writes, Mr. Graham released a song entitled XXX with suspicious lyrics. SMS XXX, that's the only time I shot below the neck. And Dr. Cruz found another connection between Drake's lyrics and the song I'm Upset. The song I'm Upset contains lyrics regarding Louis bags for body bags. The implication there being that Drake was referencing murder. But ultimately, Cruz was completely excluded from the trial, and the jury did not hear any of his findings.
So one of the defendants in the XXXTentacions unaliving is appealing his conviction, and he is implicating Drake in his new appeal. Now, it's interesting because Drake has been dodging this for a few years now, but with his recent lawsuit against UMG, people are saying that the elites are tired of him, just like they did with Diddy, and like people think that they're about to do with Jay-Z. The elites are turning on him. It's really funny that only not even a week or 2 weeks after he files this lawsuit, with all of the stuff that's going on with him, the lawsuit against the record company and the fact that he doesn't want Kendrick Lamar to perform at the NFL, like he's going up against these bigwigs, and now his name is resurfacing, and it looks like they're zeroing in on him big time this time. He was able to escape it before, but now his name is all through this appeal. So you can go on over to Sidebar and watch the entire video. I'll put the link in the description. But I'm going to read an article that will give you some of the details of what happened previously and how Drake's name is resurfacing in all of this. They're saying the real reason Drake chose to sue Universal Music Group over Kendrick Lamar's hit diss track, Not Like Us, is because he fears that his rap rival could perform the song at next year's Super Bowl. So, I mean, because he's being a sore loser, and if they did anything to boost Kendrick Lamar's sales, they have done it for other artists as well. I mean, I don't know. I'm not here to debate that. But Drake is taking an L for this. I mean, he is losing fans. He's losing credibility. It's like, and now, I mean, it looks like, again, people are saying the elites are about to turn their back on him, and his ass may be up before a judge, just like Diddy, implicated in an unaliving case. So we're going to get into this article to try to give you some background as to what's happening. Rapper XXXTentacion's unaliver Michael Boatwright, and I hate that I have to say it like that, you guys, but you know what we have to do here on YouTube, took to social media to defend his actions this week, and this was like the latter part of October, sparking reignited interest in rapper Drake's connection to the case in February 2023. Initially, Drake was scheduled for a deposition, which was later denied as the judge ruled there was insufficient evidence linking the rapper to XXX. XXXTentacion was an up-and-coming 20-year-old artist who was shot and unalived outside Riva Motorsports in Pompano Beach, Florida during an armed robbery. Drake was initially listed as a potential suspect due to an old Instagram story in which XXX himself asserted, and I remember that. I do remember that. If anybody, me, it's Drake. However, XXXTentacion later claimed he was hacked and he died just 4 months later. I mean, that's pretty odd. And so XXX's lawyer is claiming that no one investigated Drake and they let him off easy. And they did at the time, But now that he's suing people, it's the same thing like Diddy when he sued the liquor company. It's like, okay, you want to go up against the big boys? We're going to show you who has the power. We are going to show you. It says during the unaliving trial in February 2023, defense attorney Mauricio Padilla iterated that Drake failed to show up for his initial deposition before the trial and tried to get the court subpoena during the trial in February 2023. During the trial in February 2023, defense attorney Mauricio Padilla iterated that Drake failed to show up for his initial deposition before the trial and tried to get the court to subpoena him for another one. Furthermore, he insinuated that prosecutors failed to do their due diligence in considering Drake for the unaliving. Money talks. According to Complex, he said at the time, "Do you think that for one moment, here today, days after the event, he's blanked by two masked men, right? Do you think in this time span that they went and addressed stuff and talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anyone like that? No, they never did. If any of us were involved in a unaliving and they said it's so-and-so, you better believe so-and-so is going to get investigated. But in this case, they didn't do that." However, Drake's attorney retorted, noting that Drake had never properly been served a subpoena. Well, of course not. He probably evaded service, claiming that it was riddled with errors and incomplete. At that, Bradford Cohen, the lawyer, dubbed Padilla's move oppressive, noting that there was no evidence against his client. The judge ultimately ruled in favor of Drake that month. The alleged beef between the two rappers stemmed from 2017 when Drake was accused of ripping off one of X's hit singles, Look at Me, while Drake, who has been rumored to bite others in prior works, refuted all such claims. X was not happy. He took to X to dish out his anger, and the two never reconciled publicly. 3 men stood trial and were later convicted for the unaliving of the sad rapper. On October 5th, Academics TV shared a screenshot of Michael Boatwright's statement from behind bars, which claims that the world has misunderstood him and that there's truth to it that no one knows. He asserted that he's not the evil person that everybody thinks he is, and not everything on social media is real. He did, however, conclude the statement with an apology. So basically what we're seeing is that Drake, just like Cat Williams said, he's in a hot seat right now, and he will be called to testify and cross-examine and do everything and explain some of the allegations that have been made against him in relation to this unaliving. Jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts. It is interesting that if he was named, why he never gave a deposition, why he didn't have to testify, and why he was able to evade service when, like the attorney said, any regular person, any other person would have had to answer to that subpoena, but not Drake. But it looks like everything is just falling apart for Drake. This has been a really bad year, and from the looks of it, the fact that he is pissing off people and suing the record labels and having an issue with the NFL and took that big L against Kendrick Lamar, I don't think it's going to get any better in 2025 for Drake. I just don't. But anyway, y'all jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts. I'll see you on the next video. And don't forget to hit that like button. Bye.